my lovely internet brethren. I'm going to be here. I'm just going to be bringing you some more pro games because I've actually been enjoying that a lot. And I actually definitely wanted to analyze games because I've been basically, I keep going MIA because of school and everything, but we're going to be watching DuckloadRa, White Ra, the Protoss in the top right, going up against MouzNaama, the Terran player in the top left. MouzNaama, very, very, very good player, part of Mouz Sports. Definitely one of the more skilled Terrans out there. We've seen him do a lot of stuff. I believe you got to the finals of DreamHack, the tournament that I know Day9 casted it. And I think it was MouzNaama versus MouzNaama, Mana versus Naama in the finals, which was really, really cool. And I definitely thought that was a great series, and I really want to see more of these games. I've not seen enough, and I definitely want to be able to see how these guys are going to handle playing up against each other, and to really see what they're going to do, because I definitely want to try and find some new PvT strategies. That's personally probably my weakest matchup, and I'm definitely curious seeing what DuckloadRa is going to do, because he is so skilled. White Ra, one of the StarCraft 1 foreigners that could really go up against the Koreans, and I think he did things like beating Boxer and Boxer's Prime in StarCraft 1 and doing various insane stuff like that, so he's a StarCraft beast. And we're definitely be watching him to see what he does, and I want to see how MouzNaama goes up against him. And we do see immediately that Naama is going to start building a barracks at the front. It's first off, I do want to note the fact that he is going to wall off, because against Protoss, not all Terrans wall off. It's actually become a stylistic thing. Some people do, some people don't, and I've actually seen more people not walling off than walling off. Now, DuckloadRa, White Ra, has got so many strategies that he can do, and I'm really curious to see what's going to choose on this one, in this PvT, because you know this map is Delta Quadrant, and it can be a little tricky. It's going to be a tricky map, but it's got a few aspects to it that in my opinion, would say that are not imbalanced towards Terran, but definitely give Terran a few more options than the other races. For example, the natural expansion back here has a cliff, a very Lost Temple-esque cliff right over here, and that's always a Terran thing. Siege tanks, drops, medevacs, all that. But now we're just going to see what Naama's going to do. Naama's actually trying to do a little bit of harassment, but he might actually lose. Okay, he's not going to lose the SUV. He does pull it back in time. Okay, DuckloadRa is going to go for his Submariners Core after the Gateway, going for the Zealot first. We'll see if he's going to do something with that Zealot, possibly try and put on early pressure, but Naama's little wall off at the front is not completed. He does have a tech lab coming down over there. Although, nope, now it's complete. He's actually doing a defensive wall off with a bunker back here. So he needs to be perfectly fine against any Zealot early pressure. And look at that. He's actually... Oh, that is clever, to pull back the SCV that started, make sure that nothing sneaks in, and use the scouting SCV to actually finish building the bunker and not really lose much mining time. It does make use of this SCV and gets the wall off there in time. Now let's see what's going to do with this Marine, but it's not going to be any danger, but the Zealot is going to come up and try and put some pressure on Naama, but the bunker is going to finish in time, and oh, this probe is not going to go down. It should be able to escape. But there is the Zealot, and Naama's going to have to run his Marine directly into the bunker that has now completed. I'm going to be able to watch to see how this is actually going to develop, and he's going to, yeah, White Ra cannot put any pressure over there. I'm going to apologize. I'm probably going to switch off between DuckloadRa and White Ra throughout this entire cast, just because it's the nature of me knowing him as White Ra from StarCraft 1. But now, let's see, what's he going to do? Like, now that he's going for the one gate rope. This is really what Protoss has been doing against Terran lately. He's going for the really fast ASAP robotics facility. Try and get up Observer up, and then just go in response to what Terran is doing. You'll see that Terran's doing a good job of spotting over here. And he's got the wall, he's got the tech lab, he's going to continue producing Marines. He's not researching anything yet in his tech lab. I definitely expect some sim to go down fairly soon. But now we do see the factory with the tech lab. We're gonna see some probably siege tanks and everything come from. Ooh, he got supply blocked and was forced to call down extra supplies. A little unfortunate for Naama, but he's definitely going for a tech heavy build. You see the starport coming down as well. This is gonna be a 1-1-1 build, most likely with tanks. Either that, he's gonna float off the starport. Yep, gonna float off, and then maybe go for a fast Banshee or Raven. Both are a possibility. I'd actually be expecting Banshees with Cloak to be coming out from him. You can see that his gas is getting fairly high, but he's building a lot right now. Alright, so now let's just see what he's going to go for. We do have the starport going down on the tech lab. Going for the Banshee. Is there going to be Cloak? Cloak does cost 200 gas, so he's not quite ready for that. But he's building another factory with a tech lab. So he might be going for tanks now as a follow-up to the Banshee harassment. White Ra does have an Immortal out right now. I believe he went for the... He's going straight Immortals without an Observer? I don't think White Ra has any observers on the field. Look at the unit station. You can see that there are no observers. He might be going for an immortal bust type of thing. We do have another gateway coming down, so it'll be 3 gate Robo eventually. He's getting out this Chronoboosting out this Immortal. He definitely wants to hit ASAP, and this actually might be enough to do at the very least a ton of damage. But this Banshee is going to be a lot of trouble, and the Banshee is rallied out to his right now Duckload. The Banshee is rallied to DuckloadRa's base. We're gonna have to see if he's gonna try and actually be forced to pull it back, as White Ra is really about to start putting his forces directly into a forward push. If Naama can do some damage with his Banshee back here before having to pull back, he could actually end up taking the advantage in this fight, as that could do a lot. And look at this. Oh, a lot of bunkers coming down. Naama knows that this push is coming from White Ra, and he's got a lot of units up there. There's the Guardian Shield going to help a lot against the Marines. Zealots up here at the front, and this Tekla is going to get taken out, but this Immortal is not going to break the front. But here we go. There are a ton of SCVs here to repair. They're going to be able to do a lot. So, oh, God, this bunker's just not falling down. Tank is out. We get targeted. Oh, it's not getting targeted. White Ra is trying to just break down the bunkers, and he's going to be able to do? He's not going to be able to do it. The repair is too strong, and the Banshee's now here to help take out the run. There's not enough anti-air to deal with the Banshee, and oh my God, Naama just held, doing so much damage. White Ra was able to accomplish nothing with this, and now this Banshee is going to go over there and take a lot of hits. Going to kill this Stalker, but it's going to need to be repaired directly after it kills the Stalker. But this is going to allow DuckloadRa to retreat with an Immortal with full health, which is very important. There is an Observer back here in the field, and what is Naama going to do now? Naama is now boosting a Raven. He's definitely setting up for a strong push now. He's done a ton of damage. All he has to do now is macro up, possibly take an expansion, maybe start dealing with these destructive rocks back here. Good Marine placement. Something I really like from Naama is to have this Marine over here, just to be wary of the fact that proxy pylons can be placed down here. Very, very good defensive move, very good knowledge of the map, and now DuckloadRa still has this pylon up here at the front that he can use to warp in. But he's definitely now wants to expand. He's got the Immortal taking down the destructive rocks, and these Immortals are so good at doing that because they do so much damage against armored, and those destructive rocks have a lot of armored. Now here we go, Warp Prism. Ooh, DuckloadRa going to go for the Warp Prism harass. He's got Zealots, he's got Stalkers. What is he going to put in that? Does he have anything that he really can't put away? Oh, look at this. Good job targeting the injured Marine, doing a lot of damage to this. And now let's look at this. Oh, Stimpack is coming down. We got some Marauders as well from Naama. He's just transitioning to very normal play. More siege tanks coming in. If he can get his siege tank count fairly high, that could be very difficult for DuckloadRa to bust unless DuckloadRa gets possibly a second Robo and then just produces straight Immortals. But now let's see. We do have this War Prism with 3 Zealots in it. That can deal a lot of damage to a lot of SCVs very quickly. However, oh, look at this. It's going to get completely spotted. And there's an auto turret. He really wants to take down this War Prism. Oh, God, White Rock could lose. If he loses, that'd be terrible. But, okay, he does pull back, but he took a lot of hull damage, almost half hull damage. And that means that this War Prism is even more fragile than it was before. War Prisms only have 40 shields and 100 health. And to take any health damage off that just makes them just die to almost anything. But look at this. White Ra is going for an expansion. This Banshee does scout it, so Naama knows exactly what White Ra is planning. So Naama might actually want to prepare to do something like a drop. He's getting Vikings out. He does know that there is a Robo facility out, so he's definitely expecting something like possibly Colossi, as that is a very natural transition. But instead, look over here. DuckloadRa has got the Twilight Council coming down. That could be definitely a sign of either DTs, High Templars, or maybe even just going for charge. Because I have seen White Ra go for just charge lots with the push. Immortals and charge lots are a very good combination, which is the same as Colossi and charge lots, which is also a really good combination. But really what's going to allow him to do is just get enclosed on the siege tanks, get the splash from siege tanks to hit the Marines as well as the Zealots, and the Immortals can just end up targeting the siege tanks, and the Zealots would just rip apart the Marines, which is definitely a solid possibility. And now we're going to have to watch to see what White Ra is going to do. He's got the Forge out. He's going to be able to get a lot of upgrades from this. He's really high on his Chrono Boost to be able to Chrono Boost all those guys at the exact same time. His expansion is now up and running. If we look at the income for a second, you can see that White Ra is slightly behind. But that's, oh no, it's actually evening up now, but it's the mules that are saving now. But look at this, White Ra doing a harassment in the back, taking out a lot of those SCVs. You can see Zealots are here doing a lot of damage. Oh god, they're just taking out so many things, but there are medevacs out, going to make it hard for the SCVs to die. And there it is, that job does get cleaned up. But that was really good for putting a lot of pressure on Naama. As you can see, his income dropped to almost nothing, or really actually nothing in that situation. But now look over here, during that little attack, White Ra has gotten up his Templar archives somewhere, wherever he put that, and he's getting out Templar. There it is. Templar and Sidestorm are coming out, but Naama is doing a huge push with Raven that is about to have enough for a point defense drone, but really he's probably going to throw down auto turrets or something, as there are not that many stalkers on the field. DuckloadRa is really zealot heavy, but where is the Templar? He's got to feed back the Banshee, possibly the Raven as well, but these siege tanks in the back here are going to be a huge problem for White to have to deal with. He doesn't have a ton of immortals, he just has this one immortal. You can see back here that, oh, look at that drop back there. That photon cannon is going to get taken out, and now DuckloadRa's going to have to pull back a lot of his guys over here. But is this medevac going to go down? Oh, he's going to... Ooh, that's really good for Naama. Going to take away the fact that White is really zealot heavy. But, yeah, his photon cannon is going to be able to do a lot to help defend, but it's going to take a while for that to build. But look at this. Naama does have a lot of units up at the front, and he can push out, but look at this. He did stem. White did hold. You can see that there are a few units less than there were before. But Psystorm has now completed. He needs to get K-Darren Amulet to get the Templar to be as effective as possible ASAP. He's getting another War Prism. I'm going to try and probably do some more harassment, but look at this. Naama just now getting up his expansion. You see, he has not mined much from any one of these mineral fields. He's got the Orbital Command back there, so it's really going to help his economy, but look at this. Oh, he's getting bunkers outside his base. White-Ra's going to have bunkers outside his base. That's definitely not very good, but look at this. Another Photon Cannon being forced to place down here, and these guys are being forced to do absolutely nothing. There are no medevacs out here to grab them. Let's see if Naama's going to actually... Ooh, Naama's actually going to go for even more of a cliffing of White-Ra. He's going to be able to drop all these guys. He's got this... Where's the point defense drone? He's got to throw down a point defense drone to nullify all of these shots from the stalkers and everything. But look, he's going to be able to... Oh, he's going to snipe the observer so that White can't do anything. That is so frustrating. Losing a Templar that White cannot afford to lose. Naama might actually take this. He's got a really strong contain. He's got lightning, but look at White going to go for a Zealot Bomb of these guys. That's a StarCraft 1 move. That's really cool to see. And that's actually going to allow him really to take care of this. Naama does have... There's the feedback. Taking out the Banshee in one split second. But Naama just has too many units over here. He's going to be able to hold this off and just take out everything from DuckloadRa over there. And there's GG from White. Really solid game. Definitely good move by Naama to be able to have all of these guys up here on the cliff and just use them as effectively as possible. Really good map knowledge to just deal with all this. And apparently the guy that saved this replay is still in this game. But I'm going to go ahead and finish. Both guys have said GG. So, thank you guys for watching, and move on to the next game as I do have more games between these guys. And see you in a moment.